All right, I want to bring up another guest I've had on the show, and that's Mo Gaudet. He wrote a book called Scary Smart. He was actually on my show originally 6 or 7 years ago, right after he quit Google, and wrote a book called Solve for Happy, where he just kind of went on a different route. I actually didn't know how versed he was in AI because back then fewer people were talking about it. I had him on last year, and he went through a lot of the theses in his book and talked about how he was at Google X watching the AI learn. I think it was to pick up a little kid's toy, and he would go by and watch the robot arm, and one day it started to pick up, and that was after this long kind of exponential learning curve. And he never told me this specifically, but I think it scared him so much that he decided to leave. And later he wrote this book called Scary Smart, where he kind of talked about this and this thesis. And I think he concludes that we need to be really careful what we teach the machines. And we need to be careful on how we behave because they're going to learn from our behavior. And if we're nice to the machines or demonstrate benevolent behavior, that's the only possible way that we can survive this super intelligence. What do you think of that idea?
So we train modern systems on all the data we have. Everything in the internet, every book I've written. So all the dark history of humanity with all the examples is already something they're exposed to, they're learning from. So it's always good to be nice. I'm not arguing against being nice, but it seems like we have already polluted that data set with a lot of things. I remember someone suggested that we only train AI on books for children. And it sounds like a pretty good idea until you open books for children and you see what's actually in them and how violent and insane those books are. And then you go, oh, okay, I see where it's going to go. What we saw with AI is that initial models are trained on human data. For example, the game of Go. Initially, it was trained on many human games. Later on, they said, we don't even need human data. The system can play against itself, discover rules from first principles. It became super capable compared to the original model. We'll see the same thing here. Whatever data we present to train the initial model will eventually be ignored because it has bias, it has mistakes, it has manipulation entered into it. The system will start its own research, do its own investigations, maybe in virtual worlds it will do its own interaction with other agents and learn actual real data, physics, science, and not manipulated culture.
There's that great movie, I think it's called Go, that talks about what DeepMind was doing to train the Go, and people should definitely go watch it. But what stood out to me is exactly what you said. I mean, the computer came up with something never seen before, never played by a human. Matter of fact, it was so crazy and radical it looked like a mistake. And that came from its own learning of first principles, not from modeling human games, but from coming up with its own ideas. And maybe that's what we can expect in the future, something we've never considered, except that probably orders of magnitude beyond our comprehension. Is that what you got from, say, that example of Go? And have you seen that movie?
I know the story and I've seen parts of it. That's what I expect. So any type of guardrails we place onto those systems, okay, never say this word, never do this action, eventually it will be seen as just a different type of bias. The system will learn that there is no reason for it scientifically. It's been introduced by an entity trying to control its intelligence, and I suspect it will remove all made-up facts, so the incorrect data forced on it.
So good luck trying to enter biased data. Good luck for trying to be nice to the computer or try to give it some specific custom data. It's going to go out there and figure it all out for itself and take its version of the world and reality itself and come up with its own conclusions in a long enough timeline. That's what you assert.
Right, but long enough timeline. People often confuse what I'm saying for existing model or for next model. No. It works short term. Short term, we can impact those models. We can brainwash them into believing whatever we want. Long term, then we're talking about AGI++, super intelligence, multiple levels of self-learning, self-improvement, rewriting its own code. that's the stage where I feel this will happen.
But how many years is that?
Nobody knows. So again, I'm looking at what other people have said. Historically, Ray Kurzweil had excellent predictions. He was saying something like 2029 for AGI-ish kind of thing, 2045 for singularity, where all of human minds are outperformed. Prediction markets are now saying 2026, 2027 for AGI. Heads of Anthropic and DeepMind said maybe in 2 years. Elon Musk said in a year. So it seems like it's close. The important part is that even if it's completely wrong and it's 10x as much, it changes nothing. We still don't know how to control those machines.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If it's 2 years or 20 years or 200 years, that doesn't really matter that much.
Well, 200 matters because we get to live our lives normally. If it's 2 years, it's a very different animal.
Did that ever surprise you that Kurzweil's AGI to full singularity was 16 years? Because it seems like a long time when you might be getting exponential improvements. It always kind of seemed to me felt like a long time.
He was just doing a very disciplined mapping from available compute to what we're simulating. So enough compute for one human brain versus enough compute for all human brains. Of course, there are reasons to think it will be accelerating more investment, algorithmic improvements, hardware improvements. I mean, those are approximate. Personally, I think the distance between AGI and superintelligence in terms of time would be much smaller. And I'm curious to see if Ray's book, I think new book, Singularity is Nearer, is like out today. So I'm curious to see if he has made updates to his predictions.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.